Hello, my dear subscriber. Welcome back to my channel. So, today the topic of my presentation is ecosystem for grade 6. Let's dive into the topic and see what we can understand. So, first of all, let's see what is an ecosystem. An ecosystem is a community of living organisms, basically plants, animals, and microbes, interacting with each other and with their non-living environment. That means a living system interacting with the non-living environment, which includes air, water, soil, and sunlight, air, water, soil, and sunlight as a system. So one part is living and one is non-living. Example can be a pond, non-living, a forest, a desert, or even a small garden. But here is a question. Are these things really non-living? Because all our ecosystems where living and non-living things work together, one benefits the other. So this is the definition of an ecosystem, and as you can see, this is a forest diagram. Okay, so components of ecosystem. So here you can see in this picture I have plants, animals, sunlight, soil. So an ecosystem has two main components, biotic and abiotic. Now biotic factors are all living things such as plants, animals and microorganisms. Abiotic factors are non-living elements such as you can understand from the word biotic and abiotic. Biotic means, let's divide it into two words, bio and tic. So when we talk about biotic, they are all the living things which are present in an ecosystem. Okay, and abiotic, that means the non-living states, elements like sunlight, water, soil and air. So they both of them work together to maintain a balance in nature. So these are the main components of ecosystem. Let's proceed further. What is an ecosystem? We already understand this, okay? So first, I would like to give you one example. This is a forest ecosystem. As you can see, a forest ecosystem is a large area covered with trees, shrubs, and a variety of plants and animals. So, forests basically have trees, plants, wild animals, sometimes the sunlight, the weather changes. We have many kind of forest ecosystems such as tropical, tundra, which I will explain in later slides. So this is an example of forest ecosystem, and it is one of the most diverse ecosystems on earth because we'll find every kind of even microorganisms in a forest. The fungi, they actually the roots of the plant and the fungi, they actually talk through and communicate through mycelium and the roots of the trees. So it's a very diverse kind of ecosystem, and in especially in tropical forest ecosystem, we find many exotic kinds of animals and plants, such as herbs also. In India, we eat the for best example can be the Nilgiri forest ecosystem, or you can go to the Himachal forest ecosystem, or the Eastern Ghat ecosystem, right? The Kerala ecosystem. It is one of the most diverse ecosystem. Forests provide shelter, yes, definitely food and oxygen to countless living organisms. Now here is a quick fact. Amazon, which is present, Amazon tropical forest provides 20% of the world's oxygen. So you see how they are helping us. Example is also given Amazon rainforest present in South America, Indian tropical forest which is Western Ghats, and animals can include deer, tigers, birds and insects. Plants can include tall trees, ferns and even mosses. Even lichen are present in forest ecosystem. Grassland ecosystem. So grassland ecosystem is a large open area dominated by grasses with few or no trees. They don't have really trees but rather long grasses and receives moderate kind of rainfall. Enough to support grasses but not enough for forest. And these ecosystems are home to grazing animals like zebras, deer and rabbits, as well as carnivorous or predators like lions, wolves and sometimes leopard. Examples are African savanna, Indian grasslands that is terai, and the Great Plain of North America. Producers here are grasses, consumers are grasshoppers, rabbit, deer, lion. So basically, it's telling us that it works in a form of food chain also. From down we have the grasses, then on the tall we have the grasshoppers, then after that deer, then lion. So this is a very good example of grassland ecosystem. As you can see, the zebra is grazing, and this is an image of a grassland ecosystem. Okay, now desert ecosystem. So a desert ecosystem, as you can understand and see from the picture, it is very dry hot region that receives very little rainfall, less than 25 centimeter per year. The soil is sandy or rocky, and temperatures can be extremely high during the day and very cold at night. Now let me tell you the reason of this ecosystem. You will find very deep rooted plants such as cactus, and camels have humps to store the different the food reserves so that they don't really run out of it. And plus they have sand dunes, and sometimes they have sandstorms. The reason they are very hot in the day is because sand absorbs all the heat, and it's very cold in the night because sands again reflects everything. So examples can be plants such as cacti, thorny shrubs, date palms. Animals are camels, snakes, lizards, scorpions, and the examples can be Thar Desert, which is present in India. Rajasthan is pretty much a part of Thar Desert. It's very huge. We cover some part of Pakistan also, but yeah, and Sahara Desert, that is Africa, one of the most largest desert. Okay, so this is an example of a desert ecosystem. Now let's move further. Types of ecosystem also contains mountain. As you can see, the Himalayan present in India, the Everest, Mount Everest, the Kanchenjunga, those are a part of for a mountain ecosystem, and mostly it comes under tundra ecosystem. It's a sub category of ecosystem. So a mountain ecosystem is found at high altitudes. High altitudes means at very high points with cold climate, thin air, and heavy snowfall. So when we say thin air, the we will find it very difficult to breathe in these areas, and heavy snowfall. Plants like pine, fir, and cedar trees grow here. So any kind of gymnosperms, such as any kind of trees which have pointed needle type of plants, the Christmas tree we say, the cedar plant. So these are usually found in the mountain ecosystem. Animals such as snow leopards, yaks, and mountain goats are well adapted. The mountain ecosystem is kind of bit rough. There are many kind of terrains, high and low altitude. The air is thin. We find it very difficult to breathe. So this type of ecosystem has animals which are well adapted to live in it. Examples, as I already told you, Himalayas in India are a perfect example. Home to diverse wildlife and coniferous forests. Yes, the gymnosperms, which are one of the ancient kind of plant. Now we have angiosperm, which are flowering plants, but most of the coniferous forests are gymnosperm. It belongs to one of the category of plants, which we will cover in another slides. Now, water ecosystem, as you can see, there are two pictures. One is of a lake and the other is of an ocean. Which this is marine ecosystem. The second image belongs to the marine ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem, the first image belongs to aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem are found in water bodies. Freshwater ecosystem include rivers, lakes, ponds, and stream, and they support fish, frogs, water plants, and insects. So any kind of aquatic ecosystem, such as your fishes, they live in sweet water bodies such as river, flowing water bodies such as river, and ponds, like sweet water bodies. And because their bodies are well adapted, like lotus grows in this kind of thing. We can also find hydrangea growing in this kind of tree, or water lilies in sweet water ecosystems. Now marine ecosystem is a little bit harsh, which we can also say are the part of the great oceans such as Indian Ocean. They are found in oceans and seas, and they are the largest ecosystem on earth and are home to Coral reefs, seaweed, fish, whales, and dolphins. We can name many animals such as sea cucumber or sharks or boxer jellyfish or squid in deep water. You name it, but this is salty in nature, and that's the whole reason why the marine ecosystem is quite different from the aquatic ecosystem or natural water ecosystem. The marine ecosystem supports a huge variety of animals. There are certain kind of animals which live just beside the sea, and there are certain kind of animals which live on the different level of sunlight till a certain point the sunlight reaches. Okay. We can give examples for aquatic ecosystem. It's Lake Caspian or the Ganga River in India or the Nile River in Egypt. And for marine ecosystem, we can very well name Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, or any kind of Atlantic Ocean or the uh, any kind of ocean or sea, yellow sea, red sea. Okay, so that is marine ecosystem. Now, a quick fact check. Red Sea or Yellow Sea, they, they got the name. So, a quick fact check. The Red Sea has got its name because a red algae grow in them. That's the whole reason there is the Red Sea. Okay. Now, let's move to freshwater ecosystem. Now, freshwater ecosystem is a type of aquatic ecosystem found in body of water with very low salt content. That's the reason why animals, or you can say fishes or birds, they basically survive in freshwater ecosystem because it's always flowing and which has very low salt content, and it includes river, lakes, ponds and streams, springs, and it supports a variety of living organisms such as frogs, water insects, and aquatic plants like lotus, water hyacinth, lilies. Okay, so examples are River Ganga or flowing water ecosystem, Dal Lake in Kashmir, and local ponds are classic freshwater ecosystem which are found across the world, not just in India. So let's go into detail with the marine ecosystem. So as a human, we have just covered only some few percentage of marine ecosystem. Many of the optic nerves actually flow through the marine ecosystem. We have the oil, gases, pipelines going under the sea. So these are saltwater ecosystem found in ocean and sea and is the largest ecosystem on earth, covering over 70% of the earth's surface. It includes open oceans, coral reefs, coastal areas. We have mangroves in Andaman and Nicobar with diverse life forms. So examples are, as I already told, Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea, coral reefs of Andaman and Nicobar. And the organisms are whale, sharks, boxer jellyfish, coral, sea turtles, and many different kind of seaweed and algae. Pond ecosystem, freshwater and small bodies. So pond ecosystem is a small shallow freshwater body, produces algae, lotus, water hyacinth, and consumers are fish, frogs, insect, ducks, and water-based birds such as crane. Decomposes bacteria are also found, fungi are also found. Examples can be the the pond you have in the backwater of your house or in your township or in your neighborhood. Next is food chain in ecosystem. Look at this. Producers are the primary. Most of the time they are plants, suppose grass or any kind of plant. Then the consumers are secondary, such as cow or giraffe or the zebra. Then we have consumers, secondary consumers, primary consumers. We got plants, along with the plants. After that, the zebra is consuming the grass. Then the secondary consumers actually consist of the carnivores, which are lion, leopard, or any kind of carnivorous. And then we have the decomposers, which are fungi, or they act as the saprophytes. Saprophytes means they feed on the rotten material or the rotten carcasses of the jungle animals. So food chain also shows how energy flows from one living thing to another. And in a way, each organism, there is a proper food cycle. We all know that. If you don't know, I will cover that in the next topic also. But in the food cycle, the producer is at the lowest. That means the plant. Then comes the herbivorous, which is cow or the grazing animals. Then comes the predators, that is your lions, your tigers, and leopards, jaguar, any kind of carnivorous such as hyenas. Okay, and on top of that comes the decomposers. They actually work on the dead carcasses. They can be fungi, any kind of fungi actually, which works on this. So why are ecosystems really important? Ecosystem provide us with oxygen to breathe. It is very important for a human being and any living being as a matter of fact. Food to eat. We get our food from various kind of plants. We farm them, and clean water to drink. That is kind of very important and central to live in. Our whole houses are built around certain kind of ecosystem, and urban township has a different ecosystem. A rural place has a different ecosystem. So every living being depends on ecosystems for survival, and without healthy system, life on earth would not be possible. So we hear certain terms as if more and more pollution is happening on in the air ecosystem, or the jungles have been cut, the Amazon has been cut to a very huge amount, or some other we see floods in areas of Kerala or in Northeast India, and there's too much heat in the European countries that people are dying. So this is happening because as humans we have imbalanced the ecosystem, which is kind of a part of our fault only. That's the whole reason this is happening. So what's the takeaway from this projection? We should try to protect our ecosystems in various ways, not just plant tree, but be aware and conscious of what we are doing to our system. Are we planting trees, or are we just throwing out garbages everywhere? So every living thing depends on healthy ecosystem, and if we don't take care of the ecosystem, we are destroying the future of ourselves and our future children. So let's conserve nature for our future. I hope you understood the topic very well, and if there is any more doubt, please feel free to comment on it, and if you liked it, kindly like and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.